Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and today I wanted to... So, last time I did not a theme run, Why is my brain not working? Probably because it's 8 AM and I probably should have slept a little bit longer. Spotlight, that's it. Last time I did a Spotlight episode, that got completely upended by suddenly every fairy showing up at once, so... Take that for what it's worth, but... We're going to try it again. This time I wanted to do a Spotlight episode explaining why I like Arc Sphere so much. But I also wanted to additionally give myself just a little bit of a challenge. So we're also going to be doing that while maintaining a... kind of would rather start at the Sky Palace, honestly. No, not Living Courtyards. There we go. We'll just get that out of the way now. And of course Atlas would show up at level 3. Why not? It's not like I don't have any other problems going on. But I'm going to give myself a little bit of a self-imposed challenge of trying to keep to spells and abilities that would make me out to be a storm mage. So, working strictly with water, ice, wind, and electricity. That's it. Now, I know many of you have stated that you're not entirely convinced by Arc Sphere, and that's fine. When I first saw the Arcana, I didn't much like it either. Who's got time for this super close range garbage, I thought to myself. And it doesn't move, it doesn't do anything, it just kind of sits there. But it's actually kind of the strength of Arc Sphere, is that it just kind of sits there. And I'll get into that in just a bit. But that's kind of the whole point of Arc Sphere, though, is that it just... Okay, well, we're definitely taking that. That is big. And so is the Fiery Paintbrush, especially since it's on sale. But because it basically sits there just acting as a constant hitbox, one of the things that's really nice to do with Arc Sphere is just lock an enemy in place while you set them up for something bigger. Like, there you go. And in that essence, it's kind of a semi-inefficient spark array. Now, if that's all it was, I would say, yeah, just run spark array. But it does a lot more than that, especially when it's your signature, which is why I took it as my signature. Alright, so I have enough for the paintbrush, but I want to see what Iris is selling. Here we go. And... well, I mean, can't ignore the air spinner upgrade. And yes, I noticed Tidal Burst, but right now I think the Fiery Paintbrush is a little bit more higher priority. And of course, the idea behind upgrading Air Spinner is that instead of it just being one spinning disc of wind, it's now 2. But as you can see, what Arc Sphere is good for, and aside from a lot of damage and being really consistent on critical hit builds, is that it's a good setup. It's a combo starter. Or in this case, a combo linker. We're using our killer instinct terminology. It's good for starting combos with because it just lasts so long and just holds enemies completely still. And because it lasts so long, one of the things you can do with it is set it up and then push enemies into it or make them walk into it. And that, in and of itself, has a ton of useful applications. It basically works as a combo piece, it works as area denial, it does a lot of damage, it holds enemies still for a very long time because it also shocks them. Which, yeah, doesn't mean much to bosses or Mr. Big Stone Golem Pants, but... And now you get to see the signature, which does just about everything that I mentioned, just on steroids. Now, I'm fully aware that Arc Sphere isn't going to be for everyone, but it's one of those spells that grew on me while I've been learning the game. It didn't start off like, oh my god, it's top tier, but it certainly became that way after some time, which, of course, may lead some people to asking, well, if you like Arc Sphere so much, how can you dislike that other spell? Well, first of all, that other spell doesn't last nearly as long. And second of all, it doesn't have nearly as good a range. And third of all, if I may be just a little bit on the superficial side, it just looks weak. And I will give you that in exchange. Thank you, Token of Elegance, for the win. So now even more critical hit chance, more critical hit damage. Yes, we are a nice furious storm today, aren't we? I'm not going to stop and break every single thing that I see, but just keep in mind that there is a reason to do that. I'm not just doing it randomly. Okay. Excellent. So, as of right now, I will say this run is looking pretty solid. I mean, aside from random nitroglycerin barrels. But I mean, also look at that area of effect. I mean, yeah, it's not like Aqua Beam. To be fair, very few things can be Aqua Beam. I see a fairy. I'm totally happy to take her with me, but first, I want to see what else is available. Because if I can upgrade Furious Tempest or get myself something like Bouncing Surge, that would be amazing. Or if oh, hello, Sleepy Thunderstone. Oh, you talk about Storm Mage. And of course, the air spinners have the obvious benefit of being able to strike from behind you. Oh, hurt me. Whew. Alright, that's more so because I just woke up, not necessarily because I'm playing while sleepy. Hashtag. Oh, I used the sphere. Okay, so that was just an unfortunate interaction. And that's why I would like the upgrade to Furious Tempest. Because it just takes too long to reach a full charge. There we go. Okay, well, I like the idea of Thundering Chain. Even if it won't do a ton of damage to Atlas, it's still just a nice, strong spell. But we're all working with a critical hit build, and that might not necessarily be the best choice for critical hits. So let's start by taking the Fairy, and I might come back for Glove of Midas. Oh, pardon me. No, maybe the playing while sleepy hashtag still applies. I don't feel that sleepy, but apparently my body is telling me otherwise. So I do want to say, though, I understand why people have an issue with Arc Sphere. It doesn't seem that strong on the outset. You cast it and you go, is that it? That seems kind of lame. And indeed, yeah, and under any normal circumstances, yeah, I'm inclined to agree. That does look really lame. It's just a matter of unlocking that potential. For me, it's a lot like Aqua Vortex. It looks stupid when you first start using it, but then you see it, then you experience the applications of it, and a lot of the previous apprehension will melt away. Which I'm wondering if will be the same for, you know, my most hated Arcana as well. I'm open to that possibility, just not entirely convinced that it'll happen. There's two reasons why I keep referring to it out of name. One, I'm not a big fan of it. It's pathetic looking, I don't understand it. But that might also just be the biggest problem, is that I just don't understand it. Secondly, I actually don't remember its name at the time. Just being real with you, I don't remember its name. So, sorry. I am going to take Thundering Chain. So it might not score multiple hits, but it's nice and strong, and it hits in a nice straight line, which makes it just super simple to understand. No fuss, no muss, no hassle, just point and lightning. 2, 3, and boom. Yeah, I think I have that move figured out at this point. But that having been said, if you make a mistake, it still hurts. You are not water, wind, or lightning, so this Storm Mage says no. Move on to Flame Empress Zeal, which I think is still my favorite member of the Magic Council, just because she's so young and energetic in comparison to the others, with the exception of Juno and Summon. Which, for what it's worth, I like them too, but it's kind of a different sort of thing with them. To me, it's just interesting that you have kind of 2-for-1 special with them. Ooh, I see 2 things here that I want. But will I be able to get them both? Right now, my brain is telling me, yeah, definitely get the Furious Tempest upgrade, but we're a little unsure as to whether or not we're going to be picking up the Bouncing Bubble. And why are we unsure about that, despite it being one of our favorites? Well, it does cost 175 gold, and there's a possibility I'm going to want something else. namely another relic. So let's see what... Oh, hello, Poison Fairy. Problem, though, Poison Fairy isn't going to be that helpful against Atlas. Like, I might just go with it anyway, just because it is a fairy. I also like Paralytic Venom Stone. But again, it's a little bit diminished, considering that we're going to be going up against Atlas. Oops. Oh, and you interrupted my casting, you jerk. Now, I did take Hand of Midas, so hopefully... Man, this is just the moment of embarrassment. There we go. If you're ever unsure of what to do in a situation like that, sometimes the best answer is just keep moving. Make yourself a harder target to hit, and that will typically solve a lot. Yay! That'll typically solve a lot of your problems. See anything I like from you. So I know a lot of you look at Graduation Bouquet and go, "Oh, that's amazing! Double relic drops." Problem is, one, that's strictly for random relic drops. Pardon me. That doesn't necessarily apply to picking up relics from the shop, and it really doesn't even apply to relics picked up from treasure chests. It's like almost strictly just if a random relic were to drop. Like, admittedly, right there it would have been useful. But I also feel as though the losing out on increased gold gain, which yeah, I could offset that with Hand of Midas, sure. I completely understand that. But it doesn't seem like it's that good of a trade-off. Okay, let's come back here and grab my Furious Tempest upgrade. And yeah, I can't help but want to take fairies with me. They are my friends after all. And comboed to death. With 2 Arc Spheres in 1 combo. Come on, you can't go wrong with that. Well, also, I'm still just getting over the idea that I can have multiple fairies. Like, that didn't used to be a thing. I don't know, I guess... See, you see... But I'm starting to wonder, originally, did they say you could only have 1 fairy at a time because they felt having like an independent attacker other than yourself was a little bit too strong for you to have more than 1 of? Because, I mean, obviously I don't agree with that notion. But I am curious about it. Like, was that the original idea behind it? No, that'd be too strong if you could have multiple independent attackers. Also, if you can tell from that, Arc Sphere... Now, I classified Creeping Tendrils as asshole range. I don't necessarily agree that Arc Sphere is. Short range, sure, but short range is not the same as asshole range. Sweet, more money. What do we have here? And a third fairy. Right, so depending on what's available, my top two choices for this floor would be Sparking Sprite and Token of Health. Sparking Sprite, well, that's obvious. As far as Token of Health is concerned, well, that is an opportunity for critical placebos, and I mean, I can't just say no to that. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that. What are you? It's a cursed relic, that's for sure, but what cursed relic? Is that Stanza of Flames? Oh no, it's Glove of Patience. Alright, well, it wouldn't even do anything for me. Just leave that alone. There we go. Basically lead them around in a circle to waste their time so I can charge up the Furious Tempest? Yeah, that seems like a good strategy. The other thing that I like about the Arc Storm, or Arc Sphere, you know, tadpoles, is that it's that as the enemies move faster, Arc Sphere actually gains. Actually gains relevance as the enemies go to rush into you. They have to now not only just kind of, you know, not fall into holes and whatnot. They also now have to contend with this giant sphere of electricity that threatens to send 10,000 volts coursing through their anus. And that is, if I can give the higher level enemies more trouble, that to me is completely worth the price. You know, the price of taking Arc Sphere, which I already like, the horror. So, Glass Cannon is tempting, but I'm not sure it's tempting enough for me to say it's worth it on a run that's built more around critical hits than base damage. Like, there are some base damage effects that I say are completely worth it when you're doing a critical hit run, just to give you that slight boost to make your critical hits more damaging. In this instance, though, I'm not sure I would buy into it. Also, in comparison to what I saw in the Relic Shop, I'm pretty sure I can put off buying the Wavefront upgrade. Fairy number 3 and Token of Health. Alright, my little Sylvan friends, let's have fun. There we go. And that is, what, Token of Fortune? Oh, Token of Triumph. What do you do? Summons Taffy the Pinata. Yeah, I only want one token right now. Oh, it is nice to know that I got a freebie. We're We're getting strangely close to it being another Fairy Force 5. Ow. Now, some of you may already be aware of this, but the whole Fairy Force 5 thing is something I came up with based off of a line in the movie Pulp Fiction. Oh yay, I made that work. There we go. Some of you may be familiar with what I'm talking about, Fox Force 5. As in their foxy ladies. They're a force to be reckoned with, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Oops. I mean, yeah, sensitive controller was an issue, but I mean, I'm just as culpable for that because I'm still using the same controller, to be fair. Thank you, fairies. Obviously, I'm going to donate the token of health. And prescription bottle. Okay, well, and she's got a bunch of different things that I can get. I guess I shouldn't be too upset that I didn't get the one that I wanted. Hold on, I'm seeing Tears of Midas, and that's the potential for more spending money. Okay, so one problem that I'm noticing with my current setup is that the fairies are kind of pushing enemies out of the Arc Sphere range. So it'd be nice if they had less knockback, so if I see Bewitching Blue, I'll take that. Otherwise, no complaints. I mean, when would I ever complain about having a squadron of fairies helping me out? Wow, okay. Hey, that room can kiss my ass. I don't ever want to see that room again. Oh, hello. Well, I mean, I said I was a storm mage. It'd be kind of silly of me not to take that, just to create a nice big area of effect, you know, as a storm mage. Alright. Yeah, that room completely caught me off guard. And again, is one of the reasons why I hate Atlas's goons at level 3. Because they all get ranged effects, they're all very high damage creatures. I mean, what can I say? I just don't really like dealing with Atlas very much. And of course, it's never just Atlas, it's always level 3 or higher Atlas I have to deal with. Hold on. Pardon me. Whew. Okay, that was stressful. So now I guess the question is, do I want to upgrade Thundering Chain? I'm thinking it's not important. It is actually not important if I have that. Just like Wavefront, if it's not necessarily making the spell, like, hit harder, it's just making it hit faster. Which, honestly, unless I have Luxury Handbag, is not that big a deal. I think I'm just going to take a risk and move forward. Now, what I would like is the upgrade to Perfect Storm. That will make the spell hit in a larger area, which will make it more consistent. Yeah, like that. And it also increases the duration, so there's more chances for it to just land residual damage on bosses while I pelt them with other stuff. Perfect Storm. Ooh, I want to know what you guys think. Should I do a spotlight episode on Perfect Storm? I'm very curious as to whether or not you guys would be interested in that. Because that's one of those arcana that I've been working with for a while to perfect. But it's one of those things that, you know, I try, and there are times in which I really like it, and then there are times in which I go, yeah, that was... I don't know, I'm very back and forth on Perfect Storm. I'm just curious as to what you guys think. As I somehow lean further and further back in my chair here. Not gonna lie, I thought you were dead. Right, I'm honestly not seeing anything here I really want, aside from maybe health potions. Did you have anything I wanted? Not really. So now it's just a matter of finding the red portal, seeing if it's anything good. So I could still stand to have Crimson Clover, hint hint. And even though I'm terrible with the Bracers of the Beast, let's at least take it. Yeah, the increased duration on that is definitely useful. Hey, I actually managed to push forward into the boulder and negate damage. That was different. And that reminds me a lot of mechanics from, like, later fighting game. Well, not later, but, you know, games like Street Fighter 3 and some of the later SNK fighters where you had that, like, perfect parry mechanic where if you push forward, like, right as the attack would hit you. I think I've said this already, so some of you may be hearing me just spinning my wheels at this point. But yeah, I like the idea that that's probably where they pulled the mechanic from. Either that or they were just really struggling for ideas. They're like, push forward to parry a spell? I don't know. Which, granted, yes, but a lot of us are going to recognize that as, hey, they used that in Street Fighter 3. At least I think it was Street Fighter 3. I could be wrong about that. There we go. Alright, that wasn't so bad. It wasn't great, but it could have been worse. I am going to take the Paralytic Venom Stone. Alright, well at this point, if I see other relics that I like, I can just drop the gold gain relics. And I guess we'll see. We will see indeed. Hey. Ow. I hate facing off against high-level Atlas. Oh, okay, I guess I didn't need to do that. Alright. Yeah, that first hit that I took from Tectonic Drill, it had me in enough hit stun that I wasn't able to do anything. Beautifully done. Owie. Alright, so this is where we start to run into issues, is with the idea that we don't necessarily have something that's just going to hit everywhere. Okay, that wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. I was trying to use Perfect Storm, then my brain just defaulted to B button, hit the B button! And then later my brain said, wait, that's not right. And there we go. Hold on. No, I don't think Perfect Storm is going to be all that useful against Sura. Or will it? No, let me stop second-guessing myself. I'm just going to go like this. There we go. On to phase 2. You can't face off against my storm, boy. No, you get out of here with that. No. No, you're supposed to stay in the storm of sparks. No. Oh, Bracers of the Beast coming through again. Wow. I'm gonna save it this time. Wow. I am actually getting that to work for me. What in the world? Sweet. Well, and that's making me think a little bit of practice with Bracers of the Beast, and I might actually have something going for myself there. Took a lot less damage because of those bracers than I would have normally. That is saying something. Well, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope that I was able to help you understand why I like Arc Sphere so much. It's a really interesting, just kind of like pseudo trap, just trap aggressive card that really suits the way that I like to play the game, and I think it's a lot of fun. So, pardon me. So again, thank you very much for staying by, watching me, and sharing some of your free time with me. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to do the usual YouTube dance, and don't forget about the straw poll. There's only 1 day left on it. We've gotten very few votes, so make sure you're taking care of that, because I'm really interested in seeing what you guys think about the 3 theme runs we've got coming up this week. Oh, pardon me. Hashtag playing while sleepy. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you